Want to join the top 1% of the world's earners? Being among the top 1% of the world's earners doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of hard work and sacrifice to get there. This video on how to join the top 1% will help you do just that by providing actionable tips from those who are in that exclusive group of earners today. According to the Knight Frank Wealth Report, just under 1% of the world's population owns more than a third of its wealth. To join that elite class, you would need to have a net wealth of $4.4 million, which is significantly higher than the $3.2 million US needed in 2008. It's also important to note that Europe and North America are home to nearly 60% of the world's richest 1%. The top countries for billionaires per capita include Monaco, Liechtenstein, Hong Kong, and Singapore. The only place where you won't find any billionaires at all is Greenland. And not because there aren't any people living there. In fact, it has one of the highest GDPs per capita on Earth. But even with an average income of around $80,000 per year thanks to natural resource exports, none of those people make enough money to qualify as billionaires. If you want to live like a billionaire, start by investing in property. This will allow you to take advantage of high property prices and increase your overall net worth over time. Another thing that can help improve your overall wealth is entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, most people don't know how to start their own business or don't think they have what it takes to succeed. Whether you're a self-made millionaire or a millionaire born into riches, you are both in luck. The thing is, when you're born into money, your net worth only goes up as time progresses. It will not take much for you to be a millionaire, even if that means making an extra $100 per month. If you're self-made and work hard every day at increasing your net worth by just $100 more than last year, you'll reach your goal of becoming a millionaire in no time at all. To join this group of people who live life on their own terms without being held back by anyone or anything, it is important to develop a mindset that allows you to grow wealthier while others around you do not. Let's take a look at the characteristics of these top 1% fellas. They make ambitious goals and follow through with them. Many wealthy people have specific career or financial goals in mind, and they use a combination of income, savings, and investment to reach those goals. So make an ambitious goal for yourself. Create your own plan on how you're going to join that elite 1%. Then stick with it. Save up and invest wisely. Don't spend what you don't have. Take Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba Group and one of China's richest men, as an example. From starting his company in his apartment and becoming a billionaire, yes, you heard that right, a billionaire. With a B. He's become an example for entrepreneurs all over the world. Mentors drive them. A mentor should be someone who is on their way up, not down. The reason for this is because you don't want someone who doesn't know what they're doing or who has not yet achieved their goal. If your mentor has already achieved his or her goals, then he or she will be able to tell you how he or she did it and give you advice on how to do it as well. For example, if your goal is to make $100,000 a year by next year, then look for a mentor that makes at least $200,000 a year now and ask him or her questions about how he or she got there. They're always looking for input. Billionaires such as Bill Gates and Warren Buffett use their money to affect change. One way they do so is by actively seeking out criticisms, considering every piece of advice, taking each with a grain of salt, and then deciding what makes sense for them in their own lives. In doing so, they give credit where it's due, which is something you should do as well when advising others, and they also discover new ideas that may come in handy later. They're not afraid of failing. Failure is part of being human. People who know they're going to fail, who embrace failure and learn from it, will succeed more often than people who are afraid of failing. The first step toward joining the top 1% is realizing that failure can be a gift and something to be embraced rather than feared. Once you do that, it'll be easier for you to take on projects beyond your capabilities. After all, what's there to lose? If anything, you'll most likely gain from it. You've probably heard of the Giving Pledge, the campaign started by Warren Buffett and Bill Gates to encourage billionaires to give away at least half of their wealth. They pledge to donate their money within their lifetime or in their will. What you may not know is that many more rich individuals give away far more than 50%, often without fanfare. The goal here isn't necessarily cash. They could just as easily give stocks or other assets, but instead, transparency, showing how they got rich and what they did with it, theoretically anyway. Buffett has pledged 99% of his wealth toward charity. Michael Bloomberg recently signed on and committed $350 million. Even if you don't plan to go quite that far, it's worth considering how your finances would change if you gave most of your income away for good. How would your life be different? How would others' lives be different? And what about your legacy? Would you want to make sure that people are still benefiting from your wealth decades after you're gone? What might happen if those resources were put into action today? If nothing else, giving away some of your earnings can help put things into perspective. Maybe we spend too much time thinking about our net worth rather than thinking about our net impact. By putting yourself in a position where you'd have millions to dole about, maybe you'll start looking at philanthropy differently. As billionaire investor Stanley Druckenmiller once said, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. This exercise should help you see that there's no reason why taking risk should only apply to your bottom line. With that, here are some things to help you start your journey to join the top 1%. Focus on growing wealth instead of looking rich. There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. It's how we get those things that matters. In your quest for financial success, don't focus on buying extravagant items that signal success. Instead, focus on growing wealth, capitalizing on opportunities so you can make more money in less time. Work few hours and retire earlier, or continue doing what you love while earning a great living along the way. Jeff Bezos for Amazon, Elon Musk for Tesla, and Richard Branson for Virgin are some of today's wealthiest entrepreneurs, and they built their empires on smart spending habits and frugality. In an interview with Farnoosh Torabi, Branson revealed that he still lives in his childhood home. He also doesn't own a car or driver and only flies commercial airlines. Use tax breaks. The top 1% is a small part of all taxpayers, but in 2015, they paid 38.2% of all federal income taxes. Claim every deduction and credit you're eligible for, like charitable giving and mortgage interest. You'll reduce your taxable income and increase your odds of a bigger refund at tax time. If you want to join the top 1%, it helps to start with a solid financial foundation. Making smart investments can help you get there faster. It may seem counterintuitive, but reducing your taxable income by paying off high-interest debt or saving money on fees will put more cash in your pocket. Saving $1,000 on fees, like student loans, or paying off $5,000 in debt could save you up to $200 or more at tax time. Use debt to your advantage. You're going to go into debt when you get a college education or if you borrow money for any reason. The question is, how will you use it? If you plan on becoming wealthy, save every dime possible and use your newly acquired knowledge and new contracts to invest in yourself. With good savings and investing habits, one could join that elusive top 1% of earners sooner than they think. Have multiple sources of income. Most of us have one or two sources of income. For example, you might earn a salary from your job and have some savings from an inheritance or a family gift. If that's you, then congratulations! You're already in the top 20%. But if not, it's worth thinking about ways to build multiple streams of income, because when one source of income dries up, your security blanket won't be as thick and cozy. Do million-dollar maths. First, generate potential. At the top 1%, that means earning $120,000 a year. You'll earn about twice as much as a typical American household. If you're married, that figure doubles to $240,000. You might also look at households with joint incomes for reference. If you're single and have no kids, you'll probably be fine earning around $80,000. In order to join America's economic elite, then you need an annual income of $120,000 or more. That may seem like a lot of money, and it is, but remember, the super rich don't just make more money than everyone else. They make vastly more money than everyone else. To join the top 1%, you need to develop the right mindset, work hard, and be good at what you do. You also need to maintain these habits throughout your life. Keep your standards high, and practice always makes perfect. A great way to measure how much you have improved is by benchmarking yourself against others who are doing better than you. As a final note, we'd like to point out that joining the top 1% isn't just about money. It's about living a fulfilling life. That said, having a lot of money can make things easier in many ways and help you achieve more of your goals quicker. But it's not necessary for happiness. And if you think that money can buy happiness, then you probably don't know what true happiness is anyway. Well, that's it for today's video. Please let us know what you think about this video in the comment section. We'd love to hear them. And as always guys, don't forget to subscribe and give us a huge thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.